Hey guys, it's Destiny back with another video, and you're watching the Decimania channel on YouTube. And today is Wednesday, and you know what that means? Yeah, AEW Dynamite and Wrestle World Wednesday, episode 11. Can't believe I've already done 11 of these. Almost. Today's gonna be number 11. Got a lot to talk about today on the show. It's going to be a very CM Punk heavy show today with some AEW stuff and possibly a little bit of TNA related stuff. We'll get into all that and more. But please don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The numbers would be appreciated, or the subscribers would be appreciated. Hit that notification bell for content. Make sure you set it to all or personal, whatever you want to do. But if you are a subscriber already, please share this video with your friends who like wrestling. And if they like my kind of content, then this is the place for them. Hope you all have a good Christmas. It's right around the corner, and I still haven't got all of my Christmas shopping done yet. So, if y'all haven't got your stuff done yet, get it done now. Anyway, a lot of CM Punk stuff to discuss, and we'll get into that first. CM Punk has signed with Monday Night Raw officially. He signed with Raw on Monday, and then was confronted by Seth Rollins. We're just gonna talk about all this in one thing because this whole segment was a couple things. So he signs with Monday Night Raw. He apologizes to the fans for leaving in 2014. I mean, you really don't have anything to apologize for. Although I guess in storyline, yeah, but he was doing what he felt he had to do at the time, I believe. But if he feels like he needs to apologize, then, good on him. Good for him for doing that. He signs with Monday Night Raw, and then Seth Rollins comes out. And also after that, after he signs with Raw, he also declares himself for the Royal Rumble. CM Punk does. So we now know that Cody Rhodes and CM Punk will both be in the Royal Rumble match. This could be, and I'm going to talk about this here in a minute after the CM Punk stuff. But this is going to be a great Royal Rumble, and I'm going to explain why in a little bit. So Seth comes out, and he basically tells CM Punk, look, this is your last chance. Basically says in so many words, I'm paraphrasing, but it says in so many words that this is your last chance to preserve your legacy, and I think everybody's been saying that. I agree with that. But Punk made some valid points too. He said that, and not even anything he said in the promo, but a lot of that stuff that he said about WWE, when Seth called him out for slandering the company and everyone back there, he did say some stuff that I do agree with, especially on Colt's podcast in 2014. That back when Vince was in charge, it really sucked. There was no communication, it felt like, and now that's kind of what AEW's got going, and we'll talk about AEW in a little bit, but a lot of the stuff that Punk said before he came back is kind of true, and I do agree with a lot of it. Not all of it, but most of it. So I think CM Punk and Seth Rollins both made valid points. Valid babyface points. Look, I get it. I understand where people are coming from when they're calling CM Punk a hypocrite and all this stuff. You could think that. I'm not going to fault you for thinking that. But Hear me out. What if CM Punk and Seth Rollins go through this entire feud both as babyfaces for a little while, or don't even turn any of them heel at all? It's all about doing business, right? Don't turn either of them heel, even though if you want to have Seth come off as the babyface, but CM Punk's still getting cheered. This is the thing. Both of them make very valid points. Seth wants to protect WWE from people like CM Punk. Punk wants to come back and make a change. Why turn neither of them heel right now? Don't rush it. If you want to do it later, even after they get done with their feud, don't have one of them turn heel at WrestleMania itself. Think about it. They both have babyface tendencies right now. Even though, yes, some people might think that Punk is a hypocrite and Punk's all this stuff. Look. I do agree with Seth Rollins. I'm not saying I don't. But a lot of that stuff that Punk said when he left was true. Jerked the rug out from under you when you wanted to do stuff, and they would give it to somebody else, and all this other stuff. Seth mentioning Colt Cabana, that's another thing. Seth Rollins mentioned Colt Cabana in an interview that he did. I'm assuming, Seth was like, hey, I'm going to mention Colt. I know this is a sore subject. I would hope that he did. He basically said the same stuff that he did in that interview that he did in his promo last night. Or Tuesday. Or Monday, whatever the frick. Monday. Sorry, I keep thinking it was last night because that's when I usually have to watch Raw, is the next day. But, and SmackDown. This is going to be very, very interesting. Royal Rumble next month is going to be very, very unpredictable. You know why? There's another way for Cody to get to Roman Reigns. Someone brought it up. I think it was Solid Monster and somebody else, another subscriber to his channel, brought up the fact that you do what you did with Cody, what you did with Shawn Michaels. Do with Cody what you did with Shawn Michaels in 2010. Remember how Shawn wanted a match with The Undertaker again? And he cost The Undertaker the Elimination Chamber after he got eliminated from the Royal Rumble because Undertaker was world champion at the time. And then Jericho ended up winning it from Undertaker because of Shawn Michaels. Do that situation. Have Cody be the sympathetic babyface in the Royal Rumble. Have Punk not be the heel, but be that obstacle, another obstacle for Cody, but Punk wins. But then, I've been saying this for months. And Solid Monster brought this up the other day too. And I think it was the same subscriber that emailed him about this scenario. I said several months ago, do a cross-branded Elimination Chamber, and have Cody win that. Have people that have been wronged by Roman Reigns. Who did she mention? This person mentioned Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, LA Knight, and Logan Paul. What that does, I like that idea. And Solid Monster did too. What that does is not only get Cody to the Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania without winning the Rumble, but it sparks other feuds. You know, do Drew and Sammy at WrestleMania, do Jay and Jimmy, get Jimmy involved in the match and have him maybe help Drew eliminate Jay. Do Jay and Jimmy, Randy and Solo. You could do that at the Royal Rumble. Have it be a triple threat between AJ, Randy, and Roman. Because you gotta get AJ in this somehow. I feel really bad for AJ right now. This is going to be... I thought this year's Royal Rumble was exciting. This is going to be even better. The possibilities are endless. And it doesn't even have to be CM Punk. You could have Cody win the Royal Rumble. I don't have a problem with him winning it back-to-back. I would just rather them take another approach. Do the Shawn Michaels 2010 approach, maybe. Let Punk win the Rumble. So then he faces Seth. And then give Cody to Roman. That way, you don't sabotage anyone's main event. Because there's 2 main events of WrestleMania now. There's 2 nights. Punk could have night 1, Cody have night 2. That's how you do that. And then Gunther, do you get the Intercontinental title off of him at the Royal Rumble, or do you wait until WrestleMania? I'm waiting until WrestleMania. And I'm having Chad Gable do it. We'll talk about that in my fantasy booking video that I'm going to redo. But, like I said, with Punk and Randy being back now, especially Punk, I'm not taking anything away from Randy. I was really happy to see him. But now you could do, you have Randy take care of Solo. Jimmy and Jay are dealing with each other. And then you have Roman and Cody. And then maybe you throw Paul Heyman in there somewhere. Maybe Paul helps Cody. Maybe Paul turns babyface. Or maybe not. Maybe he just helps Cody to eventually turn heel on Roman. Maybe Roman turns babyface in the process. I mean, no, Cody's not going to turn heel, but what I mean is, if you're going to do Punk and Roman later on, that's when I would turn CM Punk heel. Now that I think about it. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be very fun, and I can't wait until Royal Rumble. Then we get on the road to WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber is going to be in Australia this year. Or next year, so that's going to be fun. WrestleMania going to be in Philly. I wish I was freaking going to that. But one of these days, I'm going to hit up for WrestleMania one day. One of these days, I would like to. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid. I've always wanted to be in that crowd. But let's talk about some AEW stuff. I have to address this. Actually, no, you know what? No. Let's go back a bit. Dragon Lee is your new North American champion. NXT North American champion. He defeated Dominic Mysterio this past Saturday at NXT Deadline. I didn't watch Deadline, I watched Final Resolution, as you all saw. The review is up for that now if you want to go check that out for you TNA fans. And it was a good show. I enjoyed the match with Zack Sabre Jr. and Josh Alexander taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. But with TNA coming back, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have a couple TNA related videos in the coming weeks. But yeah, Dragon Lee's the new North American champion. He beat Dominic. Lexus King, I believe, replaced somebody, or Brian Pillman Jr. Sorry, I still can't get used to that name. He replaced, I forget who it was. I saw the clip of it last night. He replaced somebody in the Iron Survivor Challenge. They're still continuing the story of who attacked, was it Trick Williams? I haven't watched NXT. I might go back and start watching NXT because I like what they're doing with Dragon Lee and all them. Lexus King, obviously, but because, I'm a big Brian Pillman Sr. fan too, so. Congratulations to Dragon Lee on becoming the North American champion, beating Dominic. I like the way they're building up the Creed brothers too, speaking of NXT. I like the way that they associated them with Cody. They tried to have Cody come out and run, or they had them come out and run off Shinsuke from Cody. But then they left the ring and he came back. I like that they put him in there with Cody, or them in there with Cody. So you're getting them over. I like that. That's what Triple H needs to be doing. He needs to associate these guys in the right way with already elevated or established stars. That's what you do. He's building people up, and I like that. Now we get into AEW. This is just a rumor. I don't know if this is a rumor or not, or this is true or not, but Cultaholic Wrestling put up a thing. I haven't watched it. I just looked at the title. That MJF might be stripped of the AEW World Championship. That's not good. Now, you could argue whether it's because of injury or whether it's because of backstage attitude. MJF is injured. MJF is injured. I think he injured his hip or something, and there's something else. His labrum, maybe? But I hope it's nothing serious, and if it is serious, then he might have to give it up. That sucks. That sucks if that is the case. I hope it's not, because me anyway, I'm grown to enjoy this MJF babyface run. Whether he wants to admit it or not, or whether he likes it or not, the fans were always going to organically turn him babyface. And ever since they put him with Adam Cole, that's exactly what he's been. Adam Cole's out with an injury right now. I like what they're doing with the devil storyline. Who's under the devil mask. I think it is Adam Cole. It'd be interesting if it was MJF. I hope they don't take that route. It's like the freaking higher power. It sucked. Just because we're still talking about it doesn't mean it's good. But hopefully that's nothing serious. Hopefully, those are just rumors. And if he does lose the AEW title, it's not by that. I hope if he is going to lose it, he drops it to Samoa Joe at World's End in a couple weeks. We'll see with that. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I would hate for that to happen. I don't like seeing people have to relinquish their titles because of an injury. I wouldn't even want Roman Reigns to lose it like that. By the way, he's coming back to SmackDown Friday, so just giving you all a heads up if y'all missed it. Hopefully somebody else will be back on SmackDown soon too. And since we're about to go into the subject of TNA again, AJ Styles. That too. Hopefully AJ comes back in the coming weeks. Maybe they don't. Maybe they wait until the beginning of the year. Oh, and here's another thing I forgot to mention. Drew McIntyre is getting a world title shot on the January 1st episode of Monday Night Raw. You know what Nick Aldis could do? If you don't want to do AJ and Reigns at the Rumble, you do AJ and Roman on that Friday's SmackDown. Have Nick Aldis kind of up the ante. You know, he's going to give it to somebody who was wronged by the bloodline. You know, he's going to have Roman defend the belt. And, you know, that's how you can get AJ in a world title match. If you don't want to do it at the Rumble, if you want to save that for Orton, then that's what you do maybe. Just a suggestion. But a little bit of TNA related news. Not even TNA related, but it has to do with somebody who worked in TNA. James Storm. Been a while since I brought him up in conversation. James Storm is filming or starring in this new show starting today. I don't know much about it at all, really. He just tweeted it out on Monday that he's going to be filming a new show on Wednesday. So I hope he does good with that. It seemed like he's going into acting too, and, you know, that's good. Good for him. And good that his schedule allows him to do that. We saw him return on the 1000th episode, the part 2 of that episode, because it was a 2-week thing. He came back with Chris Harris to team up with Shark Boy and Eric Young. Or not Shark Boy, but Scott D'Amore. Shark Boy was the commissioner, I believe, that night. But good for James Storm. I'm glad he's getting to do that kind of stuff. I really miss him in the ring. Seeing him in TNA and stuff. Really miss him. But, you know, whatever he wants to do, you know, if he's happy doing it, then what's our problem? Okay. Last thing I want to talk about. And I'm going to try to say this without bashing anybody. People have been saying all week that AEW's dead. AEW, mainly the freaking tribalists out there that complain. AEW's dead. AEW's going out of business. That's all I've heard all week. It got so bad that I had to unsubscribe from somebody. You know who you are. This is why I think they're wrong. Yes, has AEW gotten a little bit cold? Yes. Is AEW a little less interesting without CM Punk? Admittedly, yes. I'll admit that. That doesn't mean they're dead. They've still got good stuff going on. You know, Swerve Strickland, he's getting a good push. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, they're doing great. I wish they would give the women more time. I like what they're doing with Toni Storm. I like what they're doing with her. It's not all bad. They have this Continental Classic tournament. I don't know what's dead about AEW. Yes, some of the booking decisions are bad. You know, they could use Jay Lethal more. They could use Mark Briscoe a little more. You know, maybe not have so many Ring of Honor people on AEW. But I wouldn't say AEW's dead. It's gotten a little bit cold. It's gotten a little bit less interesting. But I wouldn't say that they're dead. yeah, I mean, the locker room might be divided on what happened with the CM Punk stuff, and that sucks. It's unfortunate that that happened, but let's try to put that behind us. CM Punk's in WWE now. You know, maybe this is it. Maybe he'll end his career on a good note. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I want him to be at peace when he retires with himself, with his career. I want him to be proud and not bitter. And I'm sure he wants that too. And you guys should want that too. I would hope. But as far as AEW being dead, I disagree with that. I'm sorry. Some of these people, and I'm not saying it's you guys in particular. Thank you for taking the time to watch my stuff. But there's a lot of people out there that will complain just to complain about stuff. And yes, I talk badly about Vince all the time on here. Why? Because I call him out for the freaking scumbag that he is. For being the scumbag that he is. And yes, Vince has his supporters. Yes, I had to assess the CM Punk situation before I came up and talked about it. Because I didn't want to be one of those people that came up right after and be like, CM Punk is in the wrong, or he did no wrong, or whatever. I didn't want to have one solid opinion about it that balanced towards one side and not the other. I took a couple months, watched it back, and if you guys want to go check that video out, it's a 2-part video, so I'm just warning you. If you want to go check that video out, then feel free to. You know, I came to the conclusion that maybe he was just frustrated. He was being unprofessional, yes, but I can kind of understand it. He was hurt. He had just found out that he was injured again, right after he had won the AEW title for a second time. Yes, I don't agree with what he said in that setting. You know, you can have negative feelings about somebody and not, spill it out in such a hostile and volatile way that it gets you fired from the company. You know? Yeah, there's probably a lack of communication back in AEW. I'm not saying that there isn't. But to just put all this on Tony and say that, it's Tony's fault that everything happened. Yes, he should have handled the CM Punk situation better. But he's giving jobs. We saw Bryan Danielson was on the committee team on the disciplinary team that fired CM Punk. He didn't do it directly, but Tony's giving jobs to some of these people, and I think he should do that because it sounds to me like it's a Paul Heyman situation in ECW, where people in the Rise and Fall of ECW DVD were talking about Paul Heyman wearing too many hats in that company and not giving jobs to people after a lot of them had left. He kind of did that to himself, and that's kind of the situation here. Tony needs to start giving jobs backstage to people so he can take the load off of himself. I think that's a good idea that he's doing that. We got Bryan Danielson, maybe give something to Jericho or Adam Copeland or Christian or Sting or somebody like that. I mean, Sting's gonna be gone in a couple months, but Jake Roberts is there. Mark Henry's there. I don't know if you want to trust Ric Flair with a lot of that stuff, but there's people back there. There's veterans back there in the AEW locker room that could help you. And I'm not saying Tony's a bad booker. Tony's very good with a lot of the booking. But I do think he needs to start giving more responsibilities to more people. If he wants his company to grow more, he needs to give duties to other people. Like a Chris Jericho, like an Adam Copeland, a Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, all those people. But no, AEW is not dead. If they were, nobody would be watching. I'm enjoying the stuff in AEW. I'm enjoying the MJF stuff. I'm enjoying, when I get to watch it, I get to watch clips of it. I don't get to watch AEW week to week like I do Raw and SmackDown. But when I eventually do, I will start reviewing it. Hopefully they start streaming on Max. But no, they're not dead. They're just a little cold right now, and that's fine. There's companies that go through that period. WWE did. Sure, WCW did. TNA did. But you know what? Despite all the trials and tribulations that company's gone through, they're still going. There was a point in time when we thought TNA was going to go out of business. But it didn't. Yeah, they might have lost a lot of their audience, but there's still a portion of the audience out there that still likes them. And hopefully when this rebrand happens, when this rebranding or renaming of TNA happens, then maybe they'll get some of them back. Because I'm sure there's people that stopped watching. It's not even that AJ Styles left, it's that, the TNA initials went away. And there's been a lot of TNA chants here lately on their shows, and I miss that, and I'm happy that that's going on. Because, I started a lot of those chants at the live events. I would start the TNA chants even before the freaking show started. So I'm happy for them. And I'm sure AEW will be able to bounce back. They're not dead. If they were, Tony Khan would have gone freaking bankrupt. Warner Brother Discovery seems to like what they're doing. AEW is fine. They're okay. Alright. That's all for today, but I'm going to go over a couple things that I'm going to be doing in the coming weeks or days on this channel. You're going to see me a little bit more than you normally do. Alright, so tomorrow, I'll do some kind of TNA related video, probably a top 10 or something, or a DVD review. Something TNA related you'll see from me tomorrow. Friday, not really sure, might do a DVD review or an action figure review. Saturday, probably not anything. Don't know. Actually, there is an anniversary tomorrow. And on Tuesday. Tuesday you will see me at some point, because Tuesday will be the 10-year anniversary of Magnus, or Nick Aldis, winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship for the first time. Tomorrow will be the 15-year anniversary of Jeff Hardy winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, or WWE Championship, from Edge and Triple H at Armageddon 2008. So a couple of title anniversaries, big ones, coming up. So stay tuned for that. And going to be a couple of countdown videos. I got a big countdown video coming up. A tribute video to wrestlers we lost in 2023. Ugh. we lost a couple big ones, guys. That's gonna be fun to talk about. Not, but probably not gonna see anything fantasy booking wise until next year, unless I could throw that TNA thing together. But that's what you're gonna get out of me the rest of the year. It's mainly gonna be countdowns, reflection videos, a couple of anniversary videos, some DVD reviews here and there. You're gonna see me a lot in the coming weeks. I might try to put something out on Christmas, maybe. But that's my schedule for this week. We'll pick up the TNA reviews when they rebrand or in January. And that's all for today. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please like the video. Hit that like button with a crossroads. I don't know. Hit that button with the GTS or a curb stomp or anything. I don't know. Just hit the like button. But 11th episode of Wrestle World Wednesday. The previous 10 episodes. 10 previous episodes are in a playlist, and this one will be added. So if you want to go check out my Wrestle World Wednesday playlist, please do. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.